Hello and welcome to Website Science at Virtual High School. This is a PowerPoint to give you an overview of what you can expect this year in Website Science here, and to give you a little insight on some opportunities that are available to you. First of all, I'd like to introduce myself to you. My name is Maureen Clark, and I've been teaching for Clark County School District for the last 22 years. I've taught art, computer graphics, animation, and web design. Right now I'm teaching full-time at Foothill High School. I'm teaching computer graphics there, which is a little bit Photoshop, Illustrator, Flash, 3D animation where we use 3D Studio Max, and web design, which is the exact same class you're getting here online. I've also taught at the Advanced Technologies Academy, and that's where I really got started in the computer graphics. I picked up a few part-time classes at the College of Southern Nevada, and I've also done a few classes at Nevada State College teaching their intro level classes. Right now, the website science class at Virtual High School is a part-time job for me. So during the school day, I'm at Foothill High School teaching students, and at night and during my free time at Foothill, I'll be also doing the virtual high school, which is you guys. To give you an idea where my education came from, I have a bachelor's degree from the University of Minnesota, and that's in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And I also have a master's degree from Northern Arizona University, which is in Flagstaff. A couple years ago, in 2006, I decided to get my national board certification, and that's in career and technical education. And I was one of the first 100 teachers in Clark County School District to get this honor. A lot of hard work, a lot of paperwork, and quite an accomplishment. Hopefully the screen ought to look familiar to all of you. It is the orientation guide on the Virtual High School website. This is something you should have gone through. If you're a veteran of Virtual High School, I'm sure all this information is secondhand to you, and you're a pro at getting through Blackboard. However, if you're new to Virtual High School, this is definitely something you need to go through. It tells you where you can find everything, how to log in, what to do if there's a problem, how Blackboard works. Real important place to be. Let's take a look at some of the unique resources we have for this class. There's messages in Blackboard. This is a great place. It works just like emails. You'll be receiving messages from Virtual High School here. You'll be receiving messages from myself, and you might even receive messages from your fellow classmates in this class. It's also one of those things you need to check on a daily basis. When you log in and we're doing your attendance, this is one of the things we check to see if you checked your messages every day. So don't forget about that. Then there's the discussion forum, and this is something we're going to be using in class to get discussions going about certain aspects of web design, programming, and such. A question will be posted. We're expected to reply to the discussion, give us some of your insights, give us some feedback. And one thing we just want to make sure we're doing on the discussion forum is keeping everything appropriate and being nice to everyone. You can have disagreements, but you don't have to be rude about it. The calendar dates is another place that you need to be checking, and this is very important when it comes time to turning in projects. On the calendar are days that I'm available the whole day, and then there's days on there when I might have limited access, and it'll tell you the times of that, and then there's days that I won't be available at all. So the calendar dates is a place to take a look. If you're not hearing from me, chances are it's posted on there and there's a reason for that. Email, this is the best way to reach me during the school day from about 7 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon. My email is something that I use constantly at Foothill High School, and that's probably the easiest way to get a hold of me during that time. Wimba is a tool that will allow you to chat with other people in your class, but it's also a great teaching tool. We can use Wimba to do PowerPoint presentations. You play your PowerPoint on your computer, you talk into a headset with a microphone, and you can end up telling the whole class about what you've discovered using or researching a topic. There's also some other cool aspects to it, and when we get into Wimba, you'll see how that works. Another resource for this class is the computer and software. The computer and software is being loaned to you from Virtual High School. You'll be checking it out just like you check out a library book. And what you need to do is get to Virtual High School. When you get there, between the hours of 9 and 3, go and see a man called Pierre. He'll check out the computer to you, give you the CPU, monitor, keyboard, mouse, etc. And on there will be all the software we need for this class. We'll be using Adobe CS4 suite, which includes Photoshop, Dreamweaver, Flash, and some other programs as well. LearnKey online training is a online training program that we're going to be using to learn some of the software. It's video based, so there'll be some videos of how to use the software product there. And when it comes time to doing that, I'll give you the address and the logins so you can get started on that. And the last resource that's unique to this class is server space. As we're creating web pages, we need to get them uploaded to the internet, take a look at them, see if everything's working, seeing if our images are there, if we got broken links, those type of things. So when it gets to the point where we have some web pages to put up, you'll be getting information on how to access the server and log in. My Grades is a place you're going to look in Blackboard to find out how you're doing in this class. You need to check this. Waiting till the last day of the quarter and seeing what your grades are is not the time to be doing this. So check your My Grades. In there you'll see what assignments you're missing, and if you have everything turned in, if I have it graded, what your grade is for the quarter. Due dates are really important, and due dates are posted in there with every assignment. And with due dates, you need to think of it this way. If you are out in the business world and you have a meeting at 9 o'clock Monday morning to present a web design idea to a client and you don't show up, you don't get the job. You don't get the job, you don't make money. You don't make money, you can't pay your rent, and that's why due dates are so important. Plan ahead, because as you know, full-time at Foothill High School, part-time with Virtual High School, a lot of things on my plate, need to make sure you need to get a hold of me, and the way you do that is by planning ahead. One of the most important softwares we're going to be using is Adobe Dreamweaver CS4. And this is used by web developers to build websites. It's a WYSIWYG software, so that stands for what you see is what you get. It's basically, you're looking at it, and that's what's going to be popping up on your website. Unfortunately, we still got to know some HTML code because you have to get in the background of that web page, see the code, because sometimes that's the only way to fix a problem. So we need to understand HTML code, and that's one of the first things we're going to be getting into. Eventually we'll get into Flash, learn how to make some animations, and learning how we can import these Flash animations into Dreamweaver. When you go to websites out there, you're seeing Flash on pages all the time. So that's an important part of web design. This is the interface of Dreamweaver, and as you can see up on the top half of the page in blue, we have HTML code. Bottom half of the page is that code, but what it looks like on a web page. And you can kind of recognize some of the items within the code. Yabba dabba do. You can definitely see that in the code, and that's why it's important to know both. So you can at least go in there and find an error in the code to fix a problem in the design if needed. And then you can see all the other tools around here. We'll be learning all about this, and so don't get overwhelmed right now. Microsoft has a web design program called Web Expressions. It's really a knockoff of Dreamweaver, very similar. Interface looks a little bit different, but it's basically a WYSIWYG software program. And there's a couple reasons why we're getting into this. First of all, Microsoft has been an outstanding sponsor for creating events for you. There's two events that we're hoping that we get invited to and get to participate